Avi Meyer's Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at ntnm.org. All of our interviews are on YouTube, close to 1,000 at this stage. If you'd like to participate in Jewish Chicago, you still have time. Contact me, but be a part of it. It is a pleasure to have back a candidate for alderman in the 50th Ward, Peter George Sifnotis. How are you?
Doing very well, Avi. Thank you again for having me.
First of all, thank you for coming, and why don't you reacquaint yourself with people? Tell us a tiny bit about your background, and then we'll get to the issues.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm a resident of the ward here. I've been here for about 6 years now. Moved here after separating from the Marine Corps after 8 years of service, and I've been pretty involved in the community with my condo association, and very interested in seeing some change that we haven't really seen in the past 4 years.
Well, actually, we have seen some change in the last 4 years, and that's a complete neglect.
Yes, yes. It seems like the downward decline is continued, and I'd really like to reverse it. And I think we've got a lot of great opportunity here.
No, there's no question about it. So how do you go about spreading the message?
Well, it's been difficult. I had 2 challenges to my petitions that got me knocked off the ballot, unfortunately, but I'm still out there canvassing on a daily basis.
Well, first of all, we should establish that you are a write-in candidate.
Correct. I am officially a write-in candidate. I filed by the 26th of December, and I still got a pretty decent base of support that we're trying to work on and build and expand. So I'm out there canvassing, still meeting residents. I'm working on developing palm cards that people can bring into the polls with them so they understand how to do the write-in process and spell my name correctly.
There is a right way to do it, and I will say one of the reasons that you definitely have support, and actually a surprising amount of support, considering the write-in status, seriously, is Deborah really is the best advertisement, for her challengers.
Absolutely. The reality is it's people don't like when their choices are limited at the ballot box. They don't want to see just one person on the ballot, and so it doesn't really look good when you have your opponents knocked off.
No, not in the least. And it's not just a matter of that. The fact is that she doesn't communicate whatsoever with the populace, and she's more guilty of doing things. She and her husband Ira, the state senator, are more guilty of doing things to people than for people.
Absolutely, and that's been a big complaint over the past 4 years. I spoke with a lot of the residents, and I did have the opportunity to attend one of the streetscaping meetings. And it seemed less of a discussion with the community and more of an explanation of what we're going to do. And a lot of people complain about the lack of responsiveness. They don't really feel included. They don't feel like the alderman's office is trying to reach out to them and get an understanding of what the community wants.
No, there's no question about it. And, the little I've seen her at meetings, and usually if she sees me at a meeting, she'll usually turn her back and won't look me in the eye, which is fine because it makes for a better day that way. But, she doesn't have the personality for it. I mean, she's there because she's Ira's wife. She might be a good political strategist, which she actually is, and really knows how to run a dirty campaign like a champ. But, her background is being an accountant for nursing homes. And when she talks about, her vision for the neighborhood, I mean, where did that come? That came from her accounting office doing nursing home tax returns in Northbrook?
I didn't realize she had a vision for the neighborhood. I don't know if she's waiting to start these next 4 years to develop that, but...
Actually, the vision is more like 2,200. That's legal blindness for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, I was almost there. I had the surgery about 6 years ago.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So your vision is much improved since then, I would hope.
Oh, yes, definitely. Much stronger vision, literally and for the ward.
So you're knocking on a lot of doors?
Knocking on a lot of doors. That did get held up for about a month while I was trying to defend my petitions, but we're back out on the streets and trying to focus on parts of the ward that are most responsive to the message and really want to see new businesses in the ward. They want to see things to do. They want to see a focus on crime and things like that.
No, that's good. And are there any particular areas, you're concentrating on?
Well, there's a large area near Indian Boundary Park that really wants to see some change. They want to see some reform in city government. They don't like the way things are being run down at City Hall. They don't like having a rubber stamp alderman that simply bows to whatever the mayor puts in front of her. They want somebody who's an independent voice for the community, who will represent their needs and what they want to see happen.
No, that would definitely be a good thing for the neighborhood. And the fact is, you know, people got, even though what's at Indian Boundary Park right now is not terrible, that's not her doing, that's the park district.
Yeah.
The fact is, when 20 years ago, when they tried to remove the zoo, Bernie Stone fought, you know, City Hall, and he fought the park district, and he won the day, and the zoo stayed. And she basically told the community, hey,
it's what the park district wants.
Yeah, and she's not standing up, and she's not fighting for us, not in the least.
And a lot of people see that. That was a big problem, and it wasn't until there was a significant backlash from the Indian Boundary community that she really did anything about it. She was going to let the city Parks Department shut down the zoo.
And well, it was shut down. She did let it be shut down.
Yeah, and then they renovated. And
well, there is a renovation. They always had a plan, but that's really not her plan. She doesn't have those kind of visions. It'd be nice if she did, because she is the alderman. But I think she's conclusively proven over the last 4 years that she doesn't.
Right, and we've seen that. We've seen an alderman who doesn't really respond to the community, doesn't seem to have a plan, or doesn't seem to really have any interest in making this a better place to live.
No question about it. Do you have a website?
I do. My website is www.votesifnotis.com, VOTESIFNOTIS.
And Facebook page?
Yes, and that can actually be linked to from my website, but it's facebook.com/Peter Sifnotis.
So Peter George Sifnotis, he's running as a write-in candidate in the 50th Ward. You'll check his website to see exactly how to write in a candidate. Good luck in the election, Peter, and all the best.
Thank you.